We're back at the old mobile home getting ready to finish up the project that we started previously, which was fixing a rotted window, wall, and floor. Previously we did the floor, let's get going on the walls. So here we are where we left off, and last time we showed you guys how we fixed this old rotted floor. Now we're going to start by pulling that plywood back out so that we can do our blocking. Now this piece of lumber is not very straight. It has a pretty big crown to it, so this is perfect to chop up and just use as blocking. That's a good fit. Let me get this one ready. Now the whole point of blocking, just in case you don't know, is to tie the floors together so that they don't flex independently of each other. Just makes the floor more solid when they're all tied together. So now you can see we have it all framed up with our blocking. I feel a lot better about getting this in now. If I can. And now that this is all secured, I'm going to put a new bottom plate in here. I'm just going to start with that. Let me just check this for fit. Okay, that looks like it'll be good. Now the original bottom plate of this mobile home was actually a 1x4. You might see it over here. It's just a skinny little thing. We're going to be replacing it with a 2x4 in this area because 2x4s are cheaper, surprisingly. And it allows us to cut the bottom of that stud off and save that stud. It's kind of chewed up and rotten on the bottom, but if we cut it off, this will fit under there, and then we don't have to replace that. I'm going to try to put a bead of sealant under this plate. Doesn't have to be a lot, we just want to air seal it, I guess. I don't know how well it's going to go once, because I have to slide it in under this thing. Try to clean up some of that mess now. You win some, you win some. Looks like it's more or less where it's supposed to be. I guess the first thing we have to do is get this window out of the way.
Holds you up.
And there's still one more up there that I couldn't get. So this window is giving us a lot more trouble than we expected. The problem is that the window goes up behind the upper siding. You can't get to the screws. It's all secured in a way that you just can't get a tool in there. So we have to drive home and get the right angle attachment. I should be able to get this in there. There's enough room to pry the siding open that far. I don't know if it's gonna work, but we're gonna try it. Oh, that took it right out.
The right tool for the job.
Push it up. Okay.
So now it's all loose.
Yeah, hang on, hang on. There it is.
So that was the trick. You know?
Yep. Now we get to go inside, clean up the mess, start reframing. I think it might just be a staple actually. It was just staples.
Oh.
Ugh.
Ew, spider!
Its legs got cut off and they're dripping clear fluid.
Ugh.
Sorry. Oh, it scared me. There's a lizard on me. Look at this. It just came out of nowhere.
Do you have to squeal?
After I see a giant spider and you see something crawling up your arm. Ugh. So as you can see, the window is cleaning up. It's looking better. Now we got to cut away this top plate. And unfortunately, the rot goes a little further than I expected, so I'm going to have to cut away quite a bit of it and try to get something tied all back in together to make it strong again.
Throw it over there.
I'm just thinking if I cut that, it's probably got screws and everything into it. Look how many are right here.
Yeah.
Staples, screws everywhere. It's going to be a big pain because that's right where the gutter is. Well, there is the last of it. I finally got this top band cut out. It was all rotted out and disgusting. And I'll tell you, it was a pain because there was a ton of screws and staples in it because that's where the roof connects to the side of the home. But we powered through it. And I already cut a new piece of wood, and I had to make this from a 1x4, but now the trick is going to be getting it in here. We'll see. Whoa. Well, actually, it just slid right in. Look at that.
Oh. Here.
Now that's in, I'm not going to worry about securing it just yet. I can secure that later. I'm just going to start building my top plate and all that back in because I want to get that stuff done. Let's check this for fit. Okay, that looks good.
Perfect.
Now, don't fall. Let me get another 2x4. Do you guys see how I cut this stud down? That way I can get some overlap for that top plate. Whenever I want to see if the 2x4s are flush, I like to rub my hammer on the face of it. And I can feel it, what my hand can't feel. This feels okay. But the hammer doesn't lie. Now we're gonna go ahead and start measuring and getting these pieces cut. Let's just angle this one in. That's good.
Okay.
Yeah, it fits in here. I guess I'll go with it.
Yeah.
Okay. Finished up all the framing inside. It's looking awesome, but now we have to clean up the outside, which just is scraping the old sealant. It's old tacky tape, butyl tape off the surface. I'm going to throw a little window flashing on this bottom sill. Typically, you don't see flashing like this in a mobile home situation. We don't have to add it because of the way mobile home windows are installed. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense because we don't have a drainage plane. We don't have house wrap. We don't have anything to shed water out to. And that's what flashing tape is really doing, is sealing your sills and shedding the water out to your drainage plane. This house has none. It's just siding. The other thing is that the way these windows go on, they're fully sealed all the way around. So even if the water got in and this was in here, it has nowhere to get out because the window would be sealed. So it'd be holding it. So the reason I'm going to add it is just for a little tiny bit of peace of mind that if these windows get condensation on them, a little drip or two here and there gets in, it's not just soaking into the wood. And while it can't get out, maybe it'll dry up, unstuck. So I'm just trying to. Does that look like enough to overhang?
Yeah.
Now I really debated about whether I should wrap just the stud or wrap it over the metal. Because like I said, this is a atypical situation. And we're gonna go ahead and wrap the metal. I think in this kind of situation, the best thing you can do is just try your best to stop the water from getting in the first place. So hopefully this is better than nothing. I think we're finally ready to install the window. Let's get it in. This is what we're going to be using to seal the window. Butyl tape is kind of a sticky, rubbery putty, and we're going to put it all around the window flange, and this is going to be the seal so that when we screw the window to the house, it'll squish down and make it watertight. And this will last a long, long time. Better than caulk, better than sealant. You can use sealant. This is what traditionally is used on these mobile home windows. See it? It stretches and mushes so easily. You just gotta be so careful with it. So do you think it's better to put it on the window or on the window opening?
On the window.
After we get it all on, we'll peel the tape off.
Yep.
Now, should I mention that we are using single pane aluminum framed mobile home windows. These are made for mobile homes. They're for a flush mount opening where there's no trim. They just go right on the outside of the house. In our climate, these are fine. We don't need double pane windows. They're not required here. So we went ahead with these. They're inexpensive, and it's what's been in this home since 1984, so they're going to be fine. If you want double pane, I think you have to get vinyl windows, and we just rather not get vinyl windows. It's a little backwards there. Let me see how it fits in this opening.
Yeah, that's pretty snug there. Tight, loose, loose, tight.
So the window opening might be skewed. That's straightening the wall up.
That's good. I don't know about this one, but this one's straight.
This is really awesome because if you think about it, this is the first new window going in the home. That's cool.
Yeah, and it looks great.
Look at the floor, nice and fresh, no holes in it, no rot. Looks good, right?
I didn't know that you added the floor.
Yeah, just right here. Well guys, I think we're gonna wrap it up for today, but we made huge progress in getting that window finally installed, and now we have a closed window, more or less watertight, but this project is not done. We still have to button up all the siding on the outside. We took a lot of screws out along the top here, so we're gonna clean that up, get that back together, screw in the gutter along the roof, and we still have to reinforce that board up there, and replace these little strips of wood right here for the siding reinforcement. So it's not 100%. I know you're gonna see a lot of unfinished things here, but that's all we can do for today. We'll finish those up next time. Now, we did run into some trouble after we got the window in. We realized our window opening was pretty skewed, and you might say, why didn't I check it for plumb when I framed it? And that's because this mobile home is not perfectly level. It's pretty level, but I really want to stay in line with the studs. So I want the studs parallel. I want it exactly the way it was. And if I put my studs plumb, they're going to be off from the rest of them. So what I did was, when I realized it was off a little more than I would be happy with, I put some straps on here to help pull the wall straight. And I can only pull so much because you got to remember, all this wall is held with metal siding. It's not going to move much at all, but we did get it to move a little bit. And I'm going to leave these straps in place until I can get some metal strapping, and I'm going to reinforce the wall to hold it where it is. I got a couple straps on the wall right now just holding it still. I actually checked the rest of the home. That wall behind you, plumb. This wall is pretty plumb. It's only this one. So I honestly think it could have been a manufacturing defect where maybe they just had their first measurement off a little bit, and then every stud after that got skewed. So could have just been built that way, but we're gonna go with it. Oh yeah, no header. Guys, I know you're gonna yell at me and say, where's your header? But you gotta remember the window I took out also didn't have a header. This is a mobile home. None of the windows have headers. And in fact, above here, they only have a single top plate all the way around the house. And I put a double. So this double top plate is stronger than what was originally there. It will help carry that roof load over the window. And I know we could beef it up and do our king studs and our jack studs and our headers and all that stuff. Our goal here isn't to overbuild this house, it's to restore this house. It's a renovation. We're gonna put it back the way it was, brand new. And so we're gonna stick with the original framing style. So that's why my window frame opening might be a little unconventional for today's standards, but it's gonna work fine for this home because that's the way it was designed and engineered and built. And you can see an example right here. This is one of the original windows that we haven't touched, and it's framed exactly the same way. So I'm happy with that. So there it is, progress made. We appreciate you guys following along. We hope you're enjoying the beginning of this mobile home rebuild. We have a lot of work ahead of us. That was just the first window. Stay tuned for more. Thanks for watching, and until next time, take care.
Bye.
Bye.